What's good? What's good?
What
This is the
good?
solo.
What's good?
What's good in the hood, cuz?
Make me feel so good inside. For all of you who don't know, that's Holly Berry in Monster Ball. Make me feel so good.
Make me feel so good.
Good.
Make me feel so good. What was weird
She
about
got
that
the one.
scene? What was weird about that scene though is like her son just died, and her reaction.
Yeah.
Her reaction is the
That was
fuck.
awkward. That's
Her
such
reaction
an
is the
awkward
fuck.
scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind seeing her
And
naked.
then Billy Bob Thornton was like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know your son just died, but fuck it, shit, throwing pussy in my lap. And Billy Bob was a racist too in that movie. It's like, I don't even like black girls, but shit, go throw pussy in my lap. Fuck it, I'll just.
No, we gotta do a movie review with that movie one day. Let's do a Throwback Thursday, a TBT review.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
It was weird too because we had to actually watch that movie in college. Like Joe made us watch that movie.
hey, that was a great movie.
I think Joe just wanted to see Holly Berry get fucked. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. And you might want to explain to the listeners who Joe is.
Oh yeah, that was our professor in college.
Creepy professor.
Yeah, he made us. Out of all the movies, he made us like study Monsters Ball.
Don't worry, Klaus. This is a very educational film.
Yeah,
It's all for learning purposes.
it's about a racist who falls in love with a black woman after her
Mhm.
son dies.
Don't forget the Joker was in there.
Yes, he was.
Heath Ledger. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So anyway, let me introduce the show. So this is the Solo Ant Show, and I'm Pretty Tony, aka Expectant Ant. I'm with my boy Romeo. Romeo was good.
If you don't know, now you know. All good in the neighborhood. Sucker.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Like Hulk Hogan. I love that.
I gotta send you that video.
Well, speaking of Hulk Hogan,
Yeah,
what are we
actually-
talking about today?
Oh yeah. So on today's show, Romeo and I we're gonna hit the DeLorean and we're gonna go back in time. We're going to a distant past. Well, not so distant, but 1999. 21 years ago. It's hard to believe anybody born in 1999 is not old enough to drink.
Yeah.
And 1999 was a good year for music. The number one song that was during the boy band revolution, and the number one song of 1999 was "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys.
How does it go?
Tell me why. Wait, no, I go. I want it that way. Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me where.
I want my boba. Oh, that was the Asian version. They made an Asian version. I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah, that was the.
was it the Taiwanese boys?
Yeah.
And then the number
those
one
were
movie of
days.
'99 was The Sixth Sense, which to me was M. Night Shyamalan's only good movie before he fell off.
See black. What was it? I see black people. I mean, no, I see white people.
Marlon Wayne's version in Scary Movie was I see white people.
I see white people.
They're everywhere.
They've turned into hipsters.
Yeah. Well,
And a
in
lot of them
1999, I don't even think the word hipsters yet.
Yeah, that's true. Such a great movie, Sixth Sense. Yeah.
I would have happened to I was about to say that little boy, but me and him are like the same age.
You know what's funny?
He's in The Boys.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. Yeah, he was one of the mutated. Not mutated, but
he's one of the. I won't say he's part of the Seven, but he's one of the superheroes. He's like
a bench warmer. He's like one of the C, I guess C grade heroes. So
that he has these powers where he can read your mind by like touching you.
Yeah. So he's not that dangerous, I guess. But then again, like,
well, he's dangerous though. Like if he touches you, he knows everything about you.
Everything about you, all the gossips, like, you know, if you're gay or not, if you're like, you know, it's just if you're, just things you don't want people to know about. Definitely, he could just like tell people and just spread this out on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a dangerous power. Yeah.
But also too, for me, if I had that power, it would drive me crazy because like, can you just imagine like you just bump into a random person on accident and all of a sudden you have all their memories?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't want to know this shit.
Kind of like how Rogue, you know how, well, not similar to Rogue's powers, like, you know.
Well, it's kind of like Rogue, because like when she touches you, she steals your powers.
She steals your powers and your memory.
This guy, he steals your memory.
Right. Well, Rogue also steals your memories. Because she steals everything about you, like your powers and your memories. So she remembers all the bad things you've done. You know who this guy actually reminds me? His character reminds me of Bruce Willis's character in, was it Unbreakable?
Oh yeah, another M. Night Shyamalan movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, another. There you go. See how we like tied those two together.
So I take it back. M. Night Shyamalan has made 2 good movies.
Right. What about Glass?
I have not seen it.
Okay.
But the sequel to Unbreakable.
Split. You're forgetting about Split.
Yeah, maybe 3 good movies because I enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Okay. But now that we're getting back on track, so for those of you wondering why we're going back in time to 1999, is because we're going to be.
Ooh, that rhymes.
Oh yeah, back in time to 1999.
All right.
So the reason why we're going back in time to 1999 is because we're going to be doing a review on the 1999 Royal Rumble.
Sucker.
Now our boy Romeo, he came up with the idea of reviewing a Royal Rumble for the past.
Mm-hmm.
And so I Googled, the best and worst Royal Rumbles of all time.
Okay.
And so according to the Wrestler Observer, and quickly, the Wrestling Observer, that'll be like Rotten Tomatoes of wrestling. Like they watch all the wrestling shows, and they and they give them a star rating. They have a star system. So like 1 star means it's bad, 5 stars means it's the best. So 1 out of 5 stars. So Romeo and I decided. So they voted the 1999 Royal Rumble as the worst Royal Rumble ever. And
really?
Romeo and I decided to do a review on that Royal Rumble. Now, like I said, they have a star system 1 through 5. 5 stars meaning it's the best. 1 star means it sucks. But the Wrestling Observer, they hated the Royal Rumble so much, they only gave it half a star. So we decided to watch the 1999 Royal Rumble, and later on we'll tell you if we agree or disagree with the Wrestling Observer's rating of this pay-per-view, of them only giving it half a star. So, before we give our start a review, let me read what they said about this pay-per-view and why they hated it so much. They had a problem with they said that the pay-per-view was boring. They didn't like it. They hated the fact that the storylines were all over the fucking place in this pay-per-view. Like they just said there's just too much shit going on. The Royal Rumble match itself, they hated the fact that Vince McMahon won the Royal Rumble. And basically
that's so bad.
Yeah, and basically the only thing they liked about this pay-per-view was the match between The Rock and Mankind, which we'll talk about it later, but yeah, that was one of the best matches I've seen, and I was really surprised by The Rock. I don't remember The Rock being that fucking brutal. And then the Vince McMahon Stone Cold
rivalry. I want to talk about that too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Stone Cold Vince McMahon rivalry. So those are the reasons why they gave it half a star. Like they just thought it was boring. The pay-per-view is boring. The storyline is just too much shit going on. It was all over the place, and they felt like it was hard to follow, and that the booking was just bad. So we'll start things off. The first match of the '99 Royal Rumble, we had Road Dogg versus Big Boss Man. I don't know, this match I wasn't really feeling it. It was just kind of like black.
No. You're talking about Jerry King Lawler and Mike Cole being the commentator?
Well, you know how I feel about Michael Cole. Like I said, the fact that he's been able to keep his job for this long is beyond me. I thought he sucked back in '99 when I was a kid, and I think he sucks now as back in now in 2020 that I'm an adult. But yeah, Michael Cole's still working there, and so is King. Jerry the King Lawler still working there too.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I actually like King Lawler as a commentator.
Yeah, now before I talk about Road Dogg and Big Boss Man, I just want to say too another thing that I noticed, and we talked about this with the 2020 Royal Rumble, just the production value and how much things have changed in the last 21 years. The production value with this one, it just looked like dark and gritty. Like it kind of to me kind of fit the time period. Like it had like this this grunge feel to it. But they didn't have the production value that they have today. Even the entrance way was didn't even look different. All right, so Big Boss Man versus Road Dogg. First of all, rest in peace to the Big Boss Man. He passed away back in 2004. But in this one, but in this one, he defeated the Road Dogg. This match, it was just kind of like whatever. The thing about this match is like this is one of these matches where I felt like I needed to watch like Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, like all the storylines building up to the pay-per-view, because I really had no idea why Road Dogg and Big Boss Man were fighting. And the match itself to me was just boring. All right, so Road Dogg, Big Boss Man.
You better ask somebody. You better call somebody.
Oh, you don't know?
Oh, you
know? To call somebody.
Somebody. Oh man, I love that part. The DX generation, was it D Generation X?
Yeah, D Generation X.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Oh man, that was like their trademark. That's their signature right there.
Yeah, I got in trouble at school for saying that to a teacher.
See, I want to talk about how times have changed. The I guess we can say the censorship of WWE, because back then it was easy for them to say suck it, and of course they would cuss and curse, call each other a bitch, call each other this. Nowadays you can't even do that anymore.
Yeah, what amazes me about that is how it seems like we've gone like backwards. Like you would think back then people would be more sensitive to it, and then as time progresses would be less sensitive. Instead it's the opposite. Like back in the 90s, it's like nobody gave a fuck. But now it's like if you say half of that shit, they'll just cancel you.
Yeah.
Like hashtag boycott WWE.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a PG-13 show for my children.
Yeah, because they even had the host for Godfather.
Yeah.
And Jerry Lawler got all excited, like, ooh, the host. So Road Dogg versus Big Boss Man. Me personally, I really didn't like the match. but I'm with you though. The crowd was really into it, especially on Road Dogg's part, which made it somewhat interesting.
Right.
But overall, matches it is what it was. I mean, it is what it is. Then
let me ask you this: what do you
yeah.
what do you think about the Big Boss Man turning heel? I mean, when he was a face, when he was a good guy, you see him in this like blue uniform, and once he turned into a heel, he comes in with this SWAT uniform.
Well, see,
what do you think about the transition? The transition. What do you think about that?
Well, it's hard for me because I'm younger than you, so for me, growing up as a kid, I always knew him as a heel. I don't remember him as a babyface back in like the late '80s, early '90s.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Damn.
like, cause like this, when this pay-per-view happened, I was 11 years old. So like this, like that was the hard part about doing this is that like the nostalgia factor. Because I still remember watching this as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, my memories of watching wrestling as a kid is this. The other stuff from like the 80s and early 90s, I don't really remember too much.
No, I got you. I don't think you were even born then.
Yeah.
You were probably still a toddler at the time when I started watching wrestling.
But you can answer your own question since you remember.
Well, he was actually a fan favorite to many people. He was pretty much high up there in the ranks with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, and all of those old school cats. And I don't know. I don't know too much of like the history as far as his employment with WWE, but he did leave for a second.
Well, you could say WWF because at this time they're still WWF.
Well, yeah, at the time. I mean, I want to call it WWE just for copyrights, but at the time when it was called WWF, he did, of course, which is World Wrestling Federation at the time, and he did take his leave. He was gone for like years, and came back during the time when The Rock, made his first debut or whatnot, or when Stone Cold came in. Like,
so that'd be like mid to late 90s.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when they made him a heel, because then I don't know. I guess he looked better as a heel, but he was more like a jobber. He wasn't really like, I don't know. He was more like the type of character you want to just put in there and have somebody to hate and just have like one of your favorite superstar to beat up. He was one of those guys now. So that's how I see him, in comparison to his prime days.
Well, and then obviously by '99 he's like a big time heel, and he's beating the shit out of Road Dogg with that nightstick.
Yeah. With his like SWAT attire.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the SWAT attire.
I've never seen a cop wearing a SWAT attire so out of shape. So, well, as a babyface, his name was Big Boss Man. As a heel, he changed his name
Big Boss Man.
No, it was Boss Man, just Boss Man.
I thought it was still Big Boss Man. I thought they just called him Boss Man for short.
I don't know. Well, I guess, but either or. Usually when you turn heel, you wear a darker color. So him wearing a black SWAT like bulletproof SWAT suit, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, that's how I feel about the match. Wasn't too interested of the Boss Man, but I did like Road Dogg's
intro.
Yeah, his intro, his little chants and all that stuff, and all his little gimmicks. I still enjoyed it.
All right, and then next we had Ken Shamrock versus Ken Shamrock defending his Intercontinental Championship against Mr. Ass. And this was the storyline for this match was kind of weird because it was basically Mr. Ass was trying to fuck Ken Shamrock's sister. And Ken Shamrock Ken Shamrock had to defend. I'll get into her in a minute. So Ken Shamrock was trying to defend, his sister or whatever. He didn't want, Mr. Ass fucking with her, so he had to beat his ass, and so they end up fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, a backstory about Ken Shamrock's sister. Her name was it Ryan? Ryan Shamrock, I think it was.
Probably.
Yeah, but anyway, a little backstory though was that I'm not back then anyway. I'm not sure if they're still together, but back then she was actually Ken Shamrock's girlfriend.
What?
And yeah, and Vince McMahon. The reason why Vince McMahon hired her because he wanted to do an incest storyline between her and Ken Shamrock. Oh. And Ken Shamrock was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that shit." So they changed it up to where Mr. Ass was trying to fuck her, and then Ken Shamrock didn't want Mr. Ass fucking with his sister, so they ended up fighting each other.
Wait, so that's not his real sister?
No, that was actually his girlfriend.
Oh.
Well, Mr. McMahon hired her, so therefore she could play his sister, which she did. But the original storyline was that there was going to be like an incest relationship between her and Ken Shamrock. And Ken Shamrock was like, "No, I'm not doing that shit. That's nasty." And so they switched the story up to where Mr. Ass was trying to fuck her. And then Ken Shamrock was like, "No, you're not fucking my sister." And they ended up fighting.
As fake as it sounds, I mean, as scripted as it sounds, that's still pretty trippy for Vince McMahon to be thinking about, like, "Oh yeah, let's go ahead and hire this chick and make her pretend she's your sister and you're fucking her, and let's do an incest story."
Well, it's not just yeah, but it's not just like any ordinary chick though. Like this is his girlfriend in real life.
That's his girlfriend in real life.
It's like Vince McMahon. It's like Shamrock brought her to a show. Whatever. Vince was like, "Oh, Kenny, that's your girlfriend, pal. How about I give her a job and we're gonna pretend she's your sister, and we're gonna have you guys do an incest storyline." Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable about that storyline. The fact that, of course, we're gonna be talking about it, but of course, going back with like the Ken Shamrock and Mr. Ass's storyline, Mr. Ass mooning his supposedly sister in this story. So the fact that that's his real girlfriend, and to have one of your coworkers moon your girlfriend, like showing your girlfriend his ass, that, I don't know, it's kind of disrespectful. I find it disrespectful, even though if it's scripted. It's just, I don't know, some things you shouldn't be doing, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. Like, if that was my girlfriend, even though we're working together and she's supposed to be pretending to be my sister, that is kind of like disrespectful. But at the same time, and this is why I kind of got lost. I wasn't really feeling this match because the match was okay, but like overall, I wasn't really feeling the storyline, only because like, what girl gets turned on by you mooning her? Like, if I'm trying to hook up with a girl, I'm not mooning her. That's not my go-to move. And so for Mr. Ass to do that, I just thought it was kind of weird. And then speaking of Vince McMahon, like, how the hell did Vince McMahon talk this man into going by the name Mr. Ass?
Yeah. Well, it was Billy Gunn at the time. I think he was also Billy Gunn and the Smoking Guns.
Yeah, that was before he hooked up with Road Dogg.
Before he turned into, like, well, I don't know if he's like anti-hero, heel, or babyface, but he joined the Generation X or whatever. Well, my question is, for him, for Mr. Ass to be mooning a chick, you would have to.
Well, mooning a chick that he's trying to hook up with.
Well, I know, but again, it's scripted, so you're not going to hook up with a girl. But for you to do all that, even in front of thousands of people, because you're still doing it in front of people, scripted or not, you're not putting a fake ass on top of your ass. Like, he literally did it. Like, he did it. So for him to do that, you would have to plan and prep how your ass is going to look in front of everyone.
Well, I'm pretty sure it looked like he shaved his ass.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did he go to like one of those like hair removal areas? Like, hey, look, I gotta show everybody my ass next weekend for this one show. I need to do a Brazilian like right now.
Did they even have a Brazilian back in the 90s?
And what's the thinnest dog you can recommend right now? Because I want that shit to look nice and smooth. You know, I don't want anyone, you know, talking about this in the internet or posting. Well, at the time, nobody had, you know, camera phones, but still.
Well, like back then, there was barely any internet.
There was no. There was TV. There was TV. But hey, people did have cameras though. Not camera phones, but you know.
Yeah, like camcorders.
Devices. Yeah, camcorders, and I see people like taking pictures of the superstars with their, you know, regular pocket cameras. They had those portable cameras. You know, they're not away from technology. They still had something to capture the moment. So, but those were my thoughts.
And then another thing that took me away from the storyline is like I just didn't find it believable that hot chick will actually like want to fuck Mr. Ass either. Like she had a baby face, so she looked young enough to be his daughter.
Oh, she looked too innocent.
Yeah.
Well, she was smiling. So.
And she was smiling the whole time. It was like bad acting for her. It's like, okay, are you supporting your brother or are you supporting Mr. Ass? Like, what's going on here?
You mean, are you supporting your brother boyfriend?
Yeah.
Or are you supporting Mr. Ass?
Or you...
Like, what is it? I'm confused. Who are you supposed to be?
Like, what's going on here?
That's so weird.
Like,
I
will... Go ahead.
It's like, hey, babe, you're going to have to pretend to be my sister, okay? So no kissing during the show.
Yeah, I wonder how that job interview went.
Yeah, right. Well, she's getting paid for it. I'm sure Vince McMahon's like, hey, well, I can provide you this much income. This is how your check's gonna look like if you just play this one scene, you know?
No, but I just wonder, like, okay, you and your girl. Okay, let's say like you're a professional wrestler, right? And both you and your girlfriend are working together. But Vince McMahon wants you and your girlfriend, instead of you guys being boyfriend and girlfriend like you are in real life, he wants you guys to play brother and sister. And so, like, I understand that, you know, it's a role, but at the same time, it's like, if people were to see you guys in public, they'd be like, wait, time out. Like, aren't you guys brother and sister? Like, why you guys hold hands and making out and shit? What's going on?
Yeah. Well, that probably explains why Ken Shamrock always looks pissed off.
Yes,
like he's got roid rage. Like, and you would think, like, was he always like this? Because I know he has MMA experience, right? Or
he was one of the first. Yeah, he was one of the first like UFC people to make the switch.
Fighters.
Yeah.
So I know he has a lot of experience doing that. But even in the UFC, like, he always looks pissed off. So I'm like, dude, is steroids much, or like what's going on with this guy? He's so aggressive. Like he's always pissed off. I mean, like you're like, if you're a kid and you saw Ken Shamrock, right? And like, oh my gosh, it's Ken Shamrock from TV or from wrestling or from UFC, and your buddy goes, oh, go ask him for his autograph. Like, fuck that. That guy's gonna kill me. Wouldn't you be afraid to ask for his autograph, knowing that he has kind of like that persona? I don't know. As a kid, he looked pretty frightening.
Well, I was actually surprised watching this too, because I always remember Shamrock as being like a babyface, like everybody's cheered him. But in this pay-per-view, it seemed like he was a heel, because you know, the people in Anaheim. Cause, oh yeah, by the way, this pay-per-view took place in Anaheim. But the people in Anaheim were booing the shit out of him.
Well, he turned into heel. He was part of the corporate. The corporation. The corporation, yeah, with The Rock and Big
Vince McMahon.
You know, it's funny because this whole entire Royal Rumble was
revolved around then
about the corporation team or whatever, and I think that was like the McMahon family's team. They had their own team.
Which the as I mentioned earlier, that's one of the things that the Wrestling Observer had an issue with about the show.
Okay. What was that?
And why they gave it only a half a star?
Because of the corporation.
Well, they felt like the entire show revolved around the Vince McMahon and the corporation thing too much, and just overall storylines. They just like I said, we'll get to it later on because it happens mostly during the Royal Rumble match itself.
Oh my
god,
I hated that. I hated that. Oh my god,
like a lot of shit going on. Yeah,
we'll get into that. Oh my god, I hated that. I got my words.
So, so before we go on to the next match, I will say this about the Ken Shamrock Mr. Ass match. So Shamrock, he beat Mr. Ass. He retained his Intercontinental Championship. He beat him by making him do the ankle lock, and I thought it was interesting that he quote unquote broke Mr. Ass's ankle, which led to the other storyline, which is will Mr. Ass be able to compete in the Royal Rumble match later on in the night?
We shall find out.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting from a storyline point of view.
Right.
Now the next match was X-Pac defending his European Championship. The police are coming. So
shit!
Yeah,
I saw Big Boss that pass by. The big boss.
He's not dead. He's been faking it for 16 years.
He's been faking it 16 years. Rest in peace, Big Boss man. Go ahead.
Yes, we had X-Pac defending his European Championship against Gangrel. Once again, it was a match that I was not interested in, but I will say this. God. I will say this though, Gangrel has by far the best intro I've ever seen in wrestling. I forgot how cool that dude was. Well, the whole vampire thing he had going on.
He reminded me of Blade, like not Blade, but Blade's.
But yeah, because it was around Blade came around the same time period, so it kind of fit.
Oh yeah, vampire stuff was the in thing at the time.
Time period. But like his intro with him like coming up through the fire, I thought that shit was cool, and even his theme song, and like. Even I was sitting watching, I was bopping my head to his theme song. I was like, this dude pretty fucking cool.
Are you gonna download him with Spotify?
I don't know if they have wrestling theme songs on Spotify.
Oh hell yeah, they do.
I should check.
Yeah, it's awesome. I got.
You should be banging wrestling music.
I've been banging some wrestling music, like some Nakamura songs, like You Can't See Me. Fucking yeah, they've got some good. Especially now. Actually, I started downloading some wrestling songs ever since we did the Royal Rumble review 2020, because they had a lot of like up to date intro songs and even hip hop songs too. So I wanted to see what it's all about, like who it's produced by, who are the musicians. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. You should check it out.
Well, I'm definitely gonna see if I get that Gangrel.
Oh yeah,
I like that shit.
Oh, yeah.
So
you need to find Hulk Hogan's "I Am a Real American." I love that song. I don't know why. Am I a real American? Who knows? So what do you think about the Gangrel X-Pac fight?
Well, I said it was an interesting match. Both of them were going back and forth. The one thing about X-Pac that has always bothered me about him, his character, is that like he's so fucking skinny, but yet he's beating up these like buff ass 260-pound dudes, and he's only like 180 pounds.
Well, don't forget, he is pretty quick though.
Yeah.
And he's
now
pretty ripped.
I do remember him though as the 1-2-3 Kid, and then all of a sudden he changed his name to X-Pac. I don't know if that was like a tribute to Tupac or something, or why he became X-Pac, but
yeah.
But yeah, X-Pac.
You don't remember Eminem's song that it was 1 Pac, 2 Pac, 3 Pac, 4. Your Pac, none. His Pac, none. You don't remember that? Battle. You gotta watch.
That was like 3 years before. That was like 3 years after this.
Yeah, I know. Who knows? Maybe Eminem got it from X Pac. One Pac, your Pac, two Pac, X Pac. No.
Yeah. So X Pac, yeah, he beat Gangrel. It was a cool. It was a cool. Actually, I'll take that back, man. It wasn't that bad. It was a cool little match. Like I was entertained.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but I still think the Gangrel, man, like his entrance was awesome. I forgot how cool that dude was.
I do remember Gangrel. It wasn't just him. He actually had a crew. It was
Edge and Christian, the
it
Brood.
was Edge and Christian. The Brood, was it the Brood? The
Yeah, they
Brood
call
or
themselves the
something?
Brood, and then like later on they broke away from Gangrel and they became like these like surfer dudes.
They turned into like regular human beings.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
like, and again at the time period, they used to be like, yeah, man, it's like totally radical, bro. Yeah,
totally radical. Yeah, yeah, dude. Like, we're
like
about
yeah,
to take
dude,
some snaps.
it's like so cool, bro.
Yeah, bro. And you know what? If you guys want to take a picture, go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and pose for you. And then they would pose. They would pose like in like every angle. That way you can
Yeah.
get a good shot of them. That shit was funny. Edge and Christian.
Like like bro, we are so radical, man. We freaks of awesomeness, bro.
Bro, you reek more awesomeness than me. Like you reek so much awesomeness, it's like ridiculous.
But it fits the time period, 'cause, like I just imagine that's how white people talk back then.
Hey, you would not be surprised. Go to Santa Monica Beach, you still got white people talking like that. Like, bro. Like,
Bro.
seriously, bro. Like,
Shit, bro.
I can't with you right now. I can't
So-
with you now, bro.
It's so rad, bro. We're so
Bro.
rad, bro.
Like, catch those waves over there,
Bro, I just feel
Like,
I just feel the awesomeness just dripping off your body, bro.
bro, you are just like moist with awesomeness. Bro,
Yeah.
bro, just don't take a shower. Because you're just gonna water your awesomeness away. Anyway, we're getting a little too carried away here.
All right, and then now the next match, which is to me by far the worst match,
The worst match.
the Sable defending her women's championship against Luna. And
I'm
oh well,
not
actually, I told him time
excited
out. Before I talk about that, I almost forgot
Yeah.
about Gangrel because I found this
okay.
out doing my research. Gangrel, because I wanted to know what happened to Gangrel. Did you know Gangrel is now a porno director? He's no longer wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he switched careers. He's now a filmmaker. He makes porn.
It's like, fuck this, dude. Like, me, like, grumpy and like holding sweaty dudes is not my thing anymore. I'm not making that much money. I
No.
think I should get into the porno business. I need.
Like man, I've always wanted to become a director, but I don't want to do like big budget Hollywood movies. I think porn is my thing. I'm just direct porn.
He fits it. He fits a porno producer. I mean, you look at his photo right here, like with his glasses and you know the unbuttoned top with his neck choker, like and his long hair. Like this is a porno director right here, producer. Like he
No,
looks. He
I've
fits
always
it. He fits it.
like I've always wondered though, like I would not want to be a porno director because like I'm always afraid that I might get cummed on, like if they
Bro,
during the climax scene.
who says you need to? Who says you need to like sit that close to the performer?
No, because if it's like a regular director in a movie, you gotta talk to the actors and tell them what you expect in a certain scene. And so like if he's like about the climax and you're like, hey, no, cut,
Bro,
cut.
I can't. It's got to come out.
You better hold it.
Mr. Director, I can't.
No. I didn't like the way you was doing her doggy style. We need to reshoot that. Cut. Next time, don't come on her back. I want you to come on her ass. So we got to reshoot that shot.
That's funny.
All right,
Well,
so-
that's interesting.
yeah, I thought that was interesting too. Yeah, he's like, you know what? Fuck wrestling. I'm just gonna get into porn.
You know
Become a
what?
director.
Vampires.
Yeah.
blood sucking, cock sucking vampires. Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Yeah, vampire porn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet Gangrel made the Twilight porno parody.
What would you name it? What would you title it?
Ah, shit. Twilight.
Twilight. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Twilight. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of one right now. What would you call Eclipse? Eclipse?
Eclipse.
What's the third installment of Twilight?
I don't know. I didn't pick this shit.
Was it Midnight over this? I forgot. Something night. But anyway, let's talk about the next fight.
All right. So the next match was by far the worst match of the night. It was Sable defending her women's championship against Luna in a strap match, which is ironic because we saw a strap match in the 2020 Royal Rumble between The Fiend and Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
And that was that match was 1,000 times better than this. Yeah. First of all, once again, rest in peace to Luna. She passed away back in 2010. Yeah, but the match. And then secondly, I was actually surprised myself because I remember as a kid, I had a huge crush on Sable. And now as an adult, I'm looking at Sable. I'm like, this bitch does nothing for me. Like she has like fake titties, no ass, don't nothing. Like it's just like whatever. So I was just surprised myself how my standards have changed as I've gotten older. You know, like when I was a kid, I was like Butters, like, well, why's my wiener getting hard?
This is not Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's not Lord of the Rings. I thought we were watching wrestling. I don't understand how come every time Sable's on TV, my wiener gets hard. But no, the match. Yeah, so the match itself was boring. But what's even worse than the match was Shane McMahon's commentary. Like, I got to the point where it's like, dude, can this motherfucker please shut the fuck up? Like, he was just annoying as fuck.
You know, sometimes I've been so annoyed. Like, I respect Shane McMahon now, but back then, in his younger days, he was just trying too hard to fit in. Way too hard to fit in. Like, I get it. You're the son of the CEO, president, founder of a corporation. But
dude, he's the son of a billionaire.
I know that. Yeah, you're the son of this and that, but do you really have to be that involved? Like, do you have to be that annoying?
I don't mind him being I don't mind him being involved because like he is the heir to the company, but just like he was so annoying. It's like, bro, like, shut the fuck up.
But he's been doing that throughout the whole entire years. You know, since he was introduced by Vince McMahon. Like, he's been that like annoying rich kid. I think that's his character. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like that annoying rich kid that can basically get away with anything that he wants.
Yeah, like or my daddy's gonna cut your paychecks, or no, cut off your paychecks, or cut off your hours. So you better do what I say. But you're only 14 years old. Shut the fuck up and suck my dick. Like, he's that kid. Like, what? That's the shut the fuck up and suck my dick, bitch.
Yeah.
He's like that kid. I was like, you're 14 years old.
You know who the fuck my dad is?
Yeah, he's that guy. He's that guy. And you know who Stephanie McMahon? You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of the daughter of the Pawn Stars. Not the one in the other one. The one that takes place in the ghetto area. What's that place? The Jewish family. All-Star Pawn Stars or something.
Speaking of Stephanie, though, I was surprised that she wasn't there. Like, maybe, this was 1999, so maybe she was still like in high school or college or something like that.
She wasn't married to Triple H at the time. This is when China and Triple.
No, this is when China and Triple H are still
boyfriend
together.
Girlfriend. Yeah,
Yeah.
their boyfriend girlfriend, and D Generation X was still forming. Like they weren't even bad guys yet, and Triple H is like the founder of the team, but he wasn't. He was still Hunter Helmsley. He wasn't like big badass Triple H. Like you can see how skinny Triple H was at the time. Like this was
even his wrestling attire was different. Like he wore pants instead of like the underwear.
Yeah. Because he wasn't beefed up Triple H yet. And this was when China was too buff at the time. I think she
didn't slim down until she retired from wrestling.
Yeah. So
because remember in college, we watched her sex tape with X-Pac.
I didn't watch anything, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bro, we watched it with Miguel, and that's when we found out Miguel was into like bodybuilder chicks.
Bro,
and we're like, dude, like, when do you see this shit, bro? Like,
I remember
you might as well be with a man.
I remember when there was this one bodybuilder chick that we saw on Facebook, and she looked like a man, bro. She was like 10 times buffer than us, right? And they were like, and I'm like, hey, Ann, would you hit? And you're like, oh fuck no, that's too big. And we asked another person, hey, would you hit? Oh fuck no, nah, she looks like a man. And then Miguel just comes out of nowhere without us asking Miguel, I'd fuck her.
He's like, yeah, I'll fuck her. He's like, man, I've been thinking for like bodybuilder chicks, bro.
Oh my god.
I think they're hot. I'm like, dude, like, you like why would you want to fuck a chick that has like muscle in her ass?
Because she still got 2-3 holes, bro.
Still, like when I'm cuddling, I don't want to feel a six pack. I don't want to feel abs when I'm cuddling with a chick.
You're the one who's gonna end up wearing a bra.
Yeah.
It's like, am I the bitch in this relationship? Like, you sure are. I'm like, okay. I was just asking. I want to make sure. Where's my bra? Just give me a fucking bra. Here, I'll wear the fucking bra. Looks like you wear the pants in this relationship. No, shut the fuck up and suck my swat.
Yeah, shit. It's like we're gonna watch Lifetime, or I'm gonna beat your ass.
Oh yeah, whatever you say, honey.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What? I mean, ma'am.
I mean, yes, ma'am. As a matter of fact, when we get married, I'll take your last name.
Yeah. Let's just do that. Yeah, I don't want you to kill me.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, out of a 10, dude, what do you give this Sable? What's your other? Luna. Short for lunatic. Of course, the short for lunatic. Luna. That's her character. Her character's supposed to be crazy. What do you give this match from 1 to 10? Just this match.
Oh shit. You know what? I might have to be like the Wrestling Observer and give it like half a star. Like, that's how bad I thought it was.
Damn! Wait, out of 5 stars? Half 1 star?
Okay, well, that's why this is the worst Royal Rumble, because they have the star system, so it's between 1 to 5 stars. But they gave the entire show half a star.
Well, I'm talking about Sable and Luna. Just that fight alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That part alone, I'll give it half a star. Like, I thought it was that bad.
I'll give it 1 star.
The match was bad, and then, like I said, Shane McMahon, in my opinion, made it worse because he was just annoying the whole entire match.
Yeah.
It was like, why? First of all, like, why the fuck are you even there? Like, you have nothing to do with any of these women.
Yeah. He had like a thing for Luna at the time, I think.
Yeah, I think that was weird too. Like, dude, out of all the bitches in WWF at that time, like, Luna? Really?
Hey, we all got our taste. We all have our preferences.
I mean, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but, I mean, Luna.
Yeah, I already know. Like, woo! I mean, I already saw. I think Luna was wearing. Look, I'll tell you this: Sable was the cutest. I would think the hottest out of the two, but Sable was wearing more than Luna. Did you see what Luna was wearing coming out of the ring?
Dude, she was like half naked.
It's like, whoa.
Like, so nothing but ass. Like, she fought in a thong.
Like, you know what? I look, not like out of respect. At first, because I kind of turned away, right, and then I went back to watching the screen. Before her name was announced, I thought Lex Luger was entering the ring. I'm like, hey, what's Lex Luger doing it? Like, why is Lex Luger wearing a thong? And then she turns around. I'm like, oh, it's not Lex Luger. It's a woman.
Oh, you thought it was a short Lex Luger?
I was like, dude, she's so buff.
Well, she wasn't really buff, but she had like a manly looking face.
I mean, look at our WWE wrestler divas today. I mean, they're pretty much in good shape, but not one of them looks close to Luna's body build. Like, Luna has a bodybuilder's physique. I think she used to be a bodybuilder way before she got into wrestling. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious of her history. I'm sure she did bodybuilding.
I just know she passed away 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I respect her. Rest in peace, of course.
Yeah, but I don't know what she did before she got into wrestling.
Well, she has a bodybuilder physique, so that's all I can say. So anyway, what's the next match?
All right, so the next match, and to me, this was my favorite match of the whole night.
This is the top match.
I want to see the whole night because I'm talking like I watched it live, but this is my favorite match of the whole show. It was The Rock versus Mankind for the WWF Championship. So Mankind was the champion; he was defending against The Rock. Now the little promo they showed before the match had me laughing. The Rock was just hilarious in the whole time. Like, I know The Rock was a bad guy, but it's like he was so funny. I don't know how people could hate him back then. Like they were talking about he was doing a little promo on Mankind's like, yeah, Mankind, The Rock is gonna take your monkey ass to Know Your Road Boulevard, make a right on Jabroni Drive, and bam, let a smack down on your candy ass.
Mankind, the least your unworthy ass can do is give The Rock what is rightfully his, and that's a shot at his WWF title, Royal Rumble 1999. You're simply not championship material. It'll be a no disqualification match as well. I'm going to have to take a pass on that one, Rock. No count out as well. No, thank you, Rock. The Rock guarantees that not one member of Team Corporate will be around the ringside. You get no title shot. Obviously, The Rock quits in trying to get your monkey ass up. I accept. You and I at the Royal Rumble in an I Quit match. How does it feel, Rock? How does it feel to be in a match that you can't win and I can't lose? What you're failing to realize is that you are going one-on-one with the Great One. I've been through every kind of match and I've never quit. I've been blown up. I've been wrapped in barbed wire. Enough's enough! I've been thrown on tacks and beds of nails. No! Pain is my calling in life. It's my middle name.
You're kidding me. In the hell is he standing? Oh, my God. He's got a smile on his face, for God's sakes.
How is The Rock going to make Mankind say, I quit? A corporate elbow here and a corporate elbow there.
The most electrifying move in sports entertainment today.
The Rock plans on sprinkling a rock bottom here and a rock bottom there.
No, not on the car!
The Rock's going to take Mankind out to the English announce table.
What do you think of this, Mankind? How about this? Oh, man!
And The Rock's going to go down the line. Spanish announce table, French announce table, Ho Chi Minh Chow, Chinese announce table, all the languages down The Rock's Rumble. I will never say I quit. Then The Rock is going to drag Mankind down Know Your Road Boulevard. Hang that right there on Jabroni Drive. And there it is. The SmackDown Hotel. Take his candy ass from room to damn room until it's checkout time. I will not say them here nor there. I will not say them anywhere. I will not say those words, you twit. I will not say I quit.
He don't care about self-mutilation. It doesn't bother him a bit. There's a human being in there that is unbelievably indestructible.
Indestructible, The Rock's ass. The Rock plans on proving to you and the millions and millions of The Rock's fans, I will never say I quit. When it's all said and done, mankind, you'll realize that even though you have one ear, The Rock has two. Which means you son of a... The Rock is gonna hear you scream, I quit. There will be no disqualification, no count out, no corporate members at ringside, no stopping the match for excessive blood loss. You see, what I'm going to do very simply is beat the living hell out of you until you cannot take it anymore, and you look up at me with that ridiculous eyebrow and you say the two magic words, Rock, I quit.
He's gonna take you down the English announce table, the Spanish announce table,
and the Ching Chong
Tong.
If y'all don't know, that's a Chinese table.
Yeah. I was like,
oh my god, dude.
And he was like, mankind, you only have 1 year, but The Rock has 2 years. So that means he can hear your monkey ass say, I quit.
I'm surprised he didn't say, I'm gonna give you a rock bottom to Chinatown.
Yeah, he's like, and then even during the match, it was funny because like The Rock took a break in the middle of the match and did his own commentary.
Oh yeah. He was the more people were like saying The Rock sucks or booing it, he kept doing his eyebrow like he does that thing where he smells the air. So he like, puts his nose up the air. He just smells it and just breathes in like that's right. I
like that too. No, I like that too. It's like another thing too I like too is like he did his The Rock's gonna prove to the millions and millions of The Rock's fans, but when he said the millions, everybody's like boo.
Yeah. And he said
and millions of The Rock's fans.
Of course now people would finish that sentence.
Yeah, but back then he was a bad guy, so he was a heel.
Yeah. I loved him, dude. Like, how can you hate this guy? He's one of those characters that you love to hate.
I think that's why he became a good guy later on, because it was like, even though he's an asshole, he is so funny you can't help but to like him.
But see, he wasn't really a good guy. I would call him like an anti-hero.
Yeah. His character never really changed. Just that people's reactions changed.
And what I like about him is that his gimmicks, like you said, his character never changes, and he's not gimmicky. He sticks with the same sarcastic son of a bitch. Like he's that character where he fights both good guys and bad guys.
Yeah.
And he'll clown both good guys and bad guys. Like it doesn't matter who you are. You know? Like if he wants something, he'll get it. Like he's that guy. I call this the Rock and Sock.
Well, obviously this is before. I think this is before. I think this is before Rock and Sock, right?
I know. The Rock and Sock origin, I call it.
Yeah, but so like this. So I thought the Rock was just fucking hilarious, even during the match, because like they got the microphone, because it was an I Quit match. Basically, the only way you can win is by making your opponent say I quit. Like you got to beat your opponent into submission. And so like it was funny, like every time Mankind will whoop the Rock's ass and he'll grab the microphone, he'll be like,
"You got something to say?"
He's like, "You got something to say? You got something to say?" And then Rock would be like,
"Shut your monkey ass."
No, he was like, "No, the Rock's gonna kick your fat ass."
Oh man, I would have to say this was the most entertaining fight out of all the fights.
It was entertaining, but it was also brutal. At the end, the Rock handcuffed him, and the Rock hit him in the head with the chair at least 20 times. Like I don't know how Mankind even survived. Like I don't know how he had brain damage.
he tossed Mankind on top of this.
Oh yeah, and he got electrocuted.
Yeah,
I was
like he
damn.
did get electrocuted, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is part of the show, right?
Well, no, it wasn't, because remember Shane McMahon came out, because Shane McMahon, like, you can tell. No, you can see in his face, like, he was concerned, like, oh shit, like, you guys are going, like, is he dead? Like, this is enough. Like, we gotta call it off. And then the Rock stayed in character. He's like, no, fuck that.
Well, no. Actually, the Rock paused a little bit.
Yeah.
He looked, because I rewinded that, right? And I wanted to see the Rock's face after he tossed him. So after the lights went out, I saw his face. I was like, oh shit, I didn't just kill the guy. He had that face. And then when Shane McMahon came in, it's like, bro, dude, I think we gotta stop this right now, dude. It's a little too much. Like, just stop it right now. The Rock actually looked at Shane McMahon. I think he whispered something. It's like, oh fuck. Like, okay, let me do something real quick. And then that's when he came back into character. Like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna stop until he says I quit.
But no, he didn't say I. You know, the Rock speaks in third person. The Rock not gonna quit.
Until he says the words "I quit," and lucky for us, Mankind was still moving. Because if Mankind wasn't moving, damn, I would have been.
Yeah, but then he stopped moving at the end when the Rock hit him in the head with like the chair like 30 times.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what the fuck? You would think that chair's made of like aluminum foil, but that shit made a bang every single time.
Bro, I think he knocked him unconscious, like real talk.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't even moving. Yeah, he wasn't even moving.
Real blood. That's real blood too, bro. That's blood from his forehead. Like, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, from, like, you get hit in the head with the chair that many times, you're gonna bleed.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, my props to not only The Rock with his entertainment, but Mick Foley, dude, that guy.
Mick Foley could take an ass whoop.
Yeah, he takes a lot of punishment. And like, he talks about like, oh yeah, the Undertaker threw me off from a 30 feet cage or whatever, and you're thinking, okay, I don't think you can top that. But I mean, still getting tossed, getting thrown from a freaking 30 feet cage the size of a building, that's bad enough already. But just getting electrocuted, I don't know, dude. That's kind of like pushing your luck there, buddy.
Dude, get electrocuted and then continuing the match.
Dude.
Then after that, you let a man handcuff you where you're now defenseless, and you're just going to sit there and take, 20, 30 chair shots to the head.
Yeah. So when he got handcuffed, I'm already thinking like, oh yeah. Unless if Mankind could just rip these cuffs, just snap them, like, if he could just snap himself free from the cuff, then he's definitely gonna lose this match. There's no way. Like, how do you win a match with like handcuffs with two hands tied behind your back? There's no way.
And then The Rock, he did the people's. Back then it was called the corporate elbow. He did the corporate elbow on top of this chair onto his face. I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, so does that mean if The Rock does like the people's elbow in like a film or like The Rock bottom, is that still copyrighted? Like, he can't use that because I know he can't use the word The Rock in his film.
No, he uses the for his films. He uses his given name, Dwayne Johnson. If you follow him on social media, it's always The Rock. Like, all his shit is The Rock. Like, I think he still owns at least like 50% of his name or something like that. Or I don't know what the deal is.
He gets like royalties or something to his name, and like know your role and shut your mouth and like all those phrases. Like, he could still use that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not really the corporate's elbow; it is the people's elbow.
Well, no, but back then, they called it the corporate elbow.
Yeah, of course.
Part of the corporation. He did it on top of a chair onto this man's, onto Mankind's face,
onto his freaking skull. Yeah.
And like, I was just surprised because like I do not remember The Rock being like this much of a dick. Yeah, like he was just brutal. He didn't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna make this son of a bitch. But I do. But like I said, The Rock, he was very entertaining. So I like his interaction with the fans too, because he was like, "You can chant Mick Foley all you want, but The Rock guaranteed he was gonna make this fat piece of shit say I quit."
No filters, man. I love The Rock, dude. That's what made him who he is.
Like one of my favorite parts is when he hits him with the ring bell, and then he grabs his microphone. He's like, "Bells be ringing."
Oh, hey, I did catch a lot of fans laughing in the background when he was.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of people were laughing. I heard a lot of people laughing when like.
Dude, the people in the crowd, people in the crowd, they were laughing like, "Oh shit, we supposed to hate him." Fuck.
Yeah. It's like, we're not playing. We're not being in character right now.
Yeah.
Here's another thing I wanted to talk about The Rock. Have you noticed his introduction song? How different it is than it is today.
I noticed him as a bad guy. His introduction song seemed to be a lot more slower, and it was like a more hip hop-ish. While when the face, it was more like faster, and it was kind of like a rock theme to it, like a rock. You can hear like the electric guitar and shit in it.
Yeah.
This one was
hip hop is evil.
Yeah.
Hip hop is evil, and hard metal rock music is.
And another thing too, I noticed was his attire though. It was kind of weird because like he wore like it was so 90s too. He had a t-shirt and those button-up pants that you button up the sides. But it just looked like like somebody like like The Rock forgot he had to work that night, and somebody just called him up at the gym. Was like, "Hey, Rock, you got to fight tonight."
Yeah,
like,
I can do it. Yeah,
The Rock, just give The Rock about 30 minutes. The Rock will be there.
And The Rock got to do like 10 more push-ups, 20 more sit-ups, and The Rock will be there.
And then Vince McMahon's like, "Hey, Vince McMahon's like, where's your wrestling gear?" The Rock don't need no wrestling gear. The Rock would just wear his sweatpants and a t-shirt.
The Rock will promise you an electrifying match. The Rock it don't matter what The Rock wears.
Yeah. The Rock wears whatever The Rock wants to wear.
The Rock wears whatever The Rock wants to wear. Oh my god, dude! I think he's like the only person who talks in third person. Yeah.
That's what makes him funny, though. That's what makes him funny.
Because he kind of like invented that for himself in wrestling. Like
because by him
like
doing
breaking
it,
the fourth wall or something.
Well, no, I was gonna say though, by him talking in the third person, it actually makes him sound even more like a dick.
Yeah,
like you think so highly of yourself. You talk.
He's like his own secretary. Like
he
talks as his own secretary. Like I'm The Rock's manager. The Rock is his own manager. The Rock is his own agent. The Rock is his own assistant secretary. The Rock is his own everything. What the fuck?
It's like, bro, you do realize you are The Rock. You don't have to keep talking about The Rock.
The Rock don't want to talk to you. Like, wait, what? Are you bipolar or like?
The Rock is not bipolar. The Rock doesn't have any elements. The Rock is a perfect specimen.
Damn, yeah, that's deep. The Rock is a perfect specimen.
No, he actually said that though. He was like, yeah, because The Rock is a man and a half. He's not the average man. The Rock is a man and a half.
Oh, wow.
It's like,
oh my god.
It's like, man, I was like, yo, man, this dude was an asshole back then, but he was funny.
Did you know that in The Rock's first movie, The Scorpion King, he yelled out, "If you smell," but like in I don't know if it's like an Egyptian, like in a different dialect though. No, I don't know if it's like a real dialect, but
after we watch it, I haven't seen that movie since like I want to like 01, 02.
In Mummy Return, I think it was Mummy Return. The Scorpion King, when he first, that was his first like appearance. He actually yelled out, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking," but in a different dialect. It was one of those Easter eggs, I call it, or whatever.
It'd be so funny if The Rock like stayed in character even like in regular life.
Like in real life?
Yeah, like like so. Like, hey, okay, Rock, we need you to say your lines. Like, you don't tell the Rock how to say the Rock's lines. The Rock will read the lines the way the Rock wants to read his lines.
Oh, that's funny.
No, the Rock wants to order a double quarter pounder with cheese and light salt on the Rock's fries. The Rock doesn't like a lot of salt on his fries.
Excuse me, Rock. Do you like rock and roll?
Well, the Rock prefers hip hop over rock and roll. It just depends on
rock and roll.
Just depends on what mood the Rock is in at the moment.
That'd be so funny, just like interviewing The Rock, and if he still talks in third person.
Yo, man, back in the back in the day though, like if I was an adult in the '90s and I was watching wrestling, I would do like a drinking game for every time he says his own name.
A drinking game?
Yeah, every time The Rock says The Rock when he talks.
Oh, you'll be drunk.
By the end of his own segment,
you won't be able to drive. just by like a 5-minute interview. Like,
yeah,
a 2-minute interview. A 2-minute interview, you won't be able to drive because you have like 20 The Rock this in like in one sentence.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I know we've been prolonging The Rock, the most electrifying.
Yeah, we talked about The Rock so much. We forgot to talk about the champion, Mankind.
Oh shoot! Wait, no, Mankind didn't win.
No, he came in as a champion. He didn't win. The Rock won the championship that night. I think The Rock cheated though, because like I said, I thought Mankind got knocked unconscious, and it sounded like they played like a recording of Mankind's voice.
Yeah, a pre-recording.
And The Rock gave the signal with his eyebrow. He raised his eyebrow, and all of a sudden the recording came on.
I quit. Yeah, that was.
And then The Rock was a dick after the match too, because remember they tried to they put him on the stretcher, they put him in the ambulance, and he flipped the stretcher over. Yeah, and then just.
Yeah. No, but see, I give Mankind respect. I mean, for him to take a beating, he still didn't allow himself to be pulled in with a stretcher. He wanted to walk out like a man. He wanted to walk out like a man. So, man, much props to Mick Foley. Gosh. I mean, call wrestling fake all you want. I know it's scripted and everything, but man, that shit.
After watching this match, I have a lot of respect for Mick Foley. I still can't believe he took those chair shots like he was handcuffed, so he can't defend himself.
Yeah,
and you can tell The Rock was really hitting him.
He was hitting him hard.
Yeah, I was like
he wasn't trying to aim for his back. Like he was waiting for Mankind to turn around so he could
hit him in the
head. Like, gosh.
And I'm thinking like
have like brain damage or concussion or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking when I'm watching it though, I'm thinking like, did Mankind like fuck The Rock's girl or something before this match? Because The Rock just beat the shit out of him.
Real, yeah. But they're good friends. They're very close. So
yeah, but I mean, now
before this, now still, they are. They're still very good. They're very close friends. They remind me of like Mankind and The Rock reminds me of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito and twins. The Rock and Sock Foundation reminds me of that. Like they remind, like that's Danny DeVito, and of course that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right. Oh my god! But they're good friends, man.
Yeah, but I was just surprised, man. Like, cause I remember The Rock being the asshole, cause he's always been an asshole, even as a face or a heel. It didn't matter. His character never changed.
Yeah.
But I just don't remember him being that fucking brutal. He beat the shit out of Mankind.
Yeah. It was a good match. I loved it.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was by far my favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
All right. So then the next match was the Royal Rumble match itself.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
a backstory to this is that the theme song for the 1999 Royal Rumble was "No Chance in Hell," which later on became Vince McMahon's theme song. And the whole storyline about this match was that Stone Cold Steve Austin was number one, Vince McMahon was number two, and this was Stone Cold's chance to finally beat Vince. I mean, actually, the chance to actually get his hands on Vince McMahon and actually fight him. Like, you know, he actually got an opportunity to fight his boss.
Oh,
But as
before
an
we go anywhere,
oh yeah,
before we step further, step forward with this match. Let's talk about like Vince McMahon's shape. This guy came in good shape. I mean,
well, yeah, even King was surprised.
I don't know if he's in steroids or anything, but he came in, and I thought he was wearing like a body.
The man was Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is now 75 years old, so 21 years ago. So he was 54. No, so he was in pretty good shape for a 54-year-old man.
Yeah. I hope I'm in better shape than that when I'm 54.
I mean, well, when you're a billionaire and you can afford the best steroids, I mean, yeah, you can be in that good of a shape.
You really think it's steroids?
Yeah, it's got to be, man. There's no way.
Look how big he got, dude.
So there's no way a 54-year-old man can have a better body than Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was like in his 30s at the time.
Bro, did you see how big he is compared to Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, Stone Cold, like, what's up with the beer, bro? It's like, quit that beer shit. Do what this guy does. But I mean, you have to, like, even Stone Cold, he's in pretty good shape too. He's in decent shape. Like, but if you look at Vince McMahon, you're like, damn, 54 years old, damn, bro. Like, I thought he came in wearing a bodysuit. Like, his body didn't look like it fit his head. You know what I mean?
No.
If you look at Vince McMahon's head, you're like, dude, is this a fake bodysuit or? But this was 1999, so did they even have that? I'm sure they did, but would they even do something like that? But you know that is his. Not only that, not only did he get himself beat up, but he also had the audacity to get himself tanned up too. So
yeah, he did.
You see how dark he is compared to Cold Stone? Like Stone Cold looked like powder compared to like right next to Vince McMahon. You see how tan he was? Oh my god!
He got a spray tan before he came out.
Yeah, all over me. Like, put it all over me. I want to make sure everyone sees the definition.
Put it all over me or you're fired.
There's no chance in hell.
So speaking of no chance in hell, so Vince McMahon entered the Royal Rumble as the number 2 person, and to incentivize the match, not only does the winner of the Royal Rumble get a title shot against The Rock at WrestleMania, but whoever eliminates Stone Cold gets $100,000.
Yeah.
And so everybody was trying to eliminate Stone Cold.
It's like a bounty hunt. It's a bounty hunt. Yeah.
And that I actually found that funny too, because like Vince McMahon, Vince McMahon set it up to where he ran to the women's bathroom, and all these wrestlers like jumped Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, just ambushed him in the women's bathroom, and then Vince McMahon came out to do commentary, and then like Stone Cold came back, and Vince McMahon's like, "Could somebody please eliminate Stone Cold? Anybody? I'll pay you $100,000. I'll take it out of Shane McMahon's trust fund. Just eliminate him. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't care." And if I was Shane, I'd be like, "Damn, really, Dad? You're gonna like take money out of my trust fund just for somebody to beat Stone Cold Steve Austin? Like, it's not that serious."
Well, according to him, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had history together. I think at the time, the story is, Vince McMahon was afraid of Stone Cold because he was unstable. Well, not unstable, but he was uncontrollable. You can't get him part of the corporation. You can't get him to, sign up in any team or.
Well, he felt like he felt like Stone Cold was unmarketable. He didn't want Stone Cold to be his champion. He felt like the perfect champion was The Rock. The Rock was his corporate champion. He's a guy that you can market. He's a guy that that you can be proud of. He's a guy that he can be proud of as his champion.
Right. The Rock reminds me of someone who works like full time with a W-2 tax form, while Stone Cold was like an independent contractor.
Yeah.
So he gets most of the commission based on the popularity, and Vince McMahon wanted some of that money, so he didn't want Stone Cold to leave out with all that popularity, and of course, hate all the and take all the popularity from his corporation, of course, which is Shamrock, The Rock, Big Boss Man, all those guys.
So now, this is where shit got crazy. As far as like storylines and all the plot twists and everything else,
shit got real.
So at one point, Kane was doing what Brock Lesnar did in this year's Royal Rumble, where he was just like eliminating everybody. But then out of nowhere, like all these fucking like loony bin people from like the insane asylum came.
Like they call them orderlies. Orderlies, yeah.
And then you had like Undertaker came out of nowhere, and he was like kidnapping people and sacrificing them to like join the Ministry of Darkness.
Oh my gosh, it was so like planned and gimmicky. I'm like, can't we just have a regular Royal Rumble without all these like incidents happening? Like, do you have to have an incident every freaking 5 minutes? Like, I was pissed off that Kane left, because Kane would have easily won the Royal Rumble.
So he was dominating.
He was beating, like he was tossing people, and he eliminated himself. That's how good he is. He's so good. He eliminated himself. He went over the top ropes and just like dropped out.
And then you had Mabel, who again, he much like Kane, he was like dominating. And then that's like I said, that's when Undertaker came in and like kidnapped him and like said he was gonna make Mabel like a sacrifice to like Kane. Undertaker at this time was kind of like a cult leader or some shit like that. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, the acolytes like behind him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Undertaker was like pretty much making everyone his bitch by taking their soul. Like, I'm gonna take your soul. I'm gonna make you my bitch. So
he made sacrifice the Ministry of Darkness.
I think he took Mabel and he turned him into Viscera.
Viscera or something like that.
Viscera, yeah, which is like his darker, his like evil version of evil version of Mabel. Yeah, I remember when Mabel was part of like a team of 3.
It was I forgot the name of their tag.
Combination.
No, but they had I think Men on a Mission or some shit like that.
Men on a Mission.
It was like a tag. Yeah.
Men on a Mission. Yep. And then he, I think they broke up. Like, it was him and D'Lo.
Then they broke up, and then he became part of Undertaker's ministry.
Yeah. Viscera. And of course, you have Road Dogg coming in.
Well, he got eliminated by Kane, and then
by Kane.
I would say that I did like Al Snow's theme song. What does everybody want? Head. What does everybody need? Head.
That's funny. I see a shirt. It says J.O.B. Squad.
Yeah, Job Squad.
Job Squad. It would have been funny if there was like a little sprayed out word that says "blow" on top of
a blowjob.
Blowjob Squad. Well, he was talking about head, right? So.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was funny too. Like, what does everybody want? Head.
Yes.
What does everybody need? Head.
Yes. Oh, dude.
And then Goldust came in. He got I think he was limited by Kane as well.
You know what? I like Goldust. I really like. I like his fighting, like his skill, his fighting style. It's unique.
Well, yeah, the thing with Goldust though is like they focus so much on the sexuality that you actually forget. Like you actually get distracted on. You get so distracted by the sexuality that you forget how good of a wrestler he is.
But see, that's his funny gimmick though. Like, cause he does like a lot of shit where like, you know, of course the men are like you know, homophobics and
Yeah, they don't want to fight him.
They don't want to fight him. Like, I don't want to touch him. He's gonna try to rope me. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's gonna enjoy this match more than I will.
Yeah.
so that's what makes him so funny. Did you know that Goldust is actually the son of Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, just I don't know.
It's actually, his real name is actually Dusty Rhodes Jr.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of like, and of course his son being Stardust, right? Stardust is his son. Is that his real son, or is that like?
You talking about Cody Rhodes?
That's his son, right?
Yeah, that's Goldust's little brother.
Oh, that's his little brother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's nice to see that the family is.
And then in real life, Goldust was married to I can't think of her name right now.
Oh yeah. She's very beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, she's like a blonde. I can't think of her name right now.
Goldust is not gay. It's his
character. It's just his character. Yeah, like his character was like.
But he's so good at it, though. He's so good at playing that character, portraying that character.
Oh yeah, Terry Reynolds is his wife. Terry Reynolds.
Terry, yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah,
she's so beautiful.
I wonder what she looks like now. No, this is 20 years ago.
That's true. But still, like Goldust, like. I mean, I could care less if he's gay or not, but I'm just saying he plays that character so well, and he started with that character. He never switched off.
Yeah, but I'm saying he does it well because, like, the thing about his characters, like I said, like other wrestlers, they don't want to fight him because, like, okay, is this dude? Does he want to fight me or does he want to fuck me? Like, I'm confused.
Because if he fucks me, I lose and he wins.
Yeah.
So, either way, I think he wins.
Yeah.
Like, I think he wants to lose. Because he wants me to fuck him. I don't know what this guy wants.
He wants me to pin him. He wants me to pin him. He wants me on top of him. Like, I don't get it.
Like, I don't get it. But I've always liked Goldust. I don't know. I like his character. I like his theme song. You know, I like the way he talks. Like
I do like his introduction. How like the whole entire arena turns into gold when he comes out.
Yeah, that shit's awesome, dude. Like it goes dark, right? And then
you
got like little glitter of gold and shit. It's just dope, dude. I know. I like Goldust. He was one of my favorite. Actually, he was one of my top 10 favorite wrestlers back in those days. Back in that time, and of course,
and back then he was a heel, but I think if he was out today, I think he'd be like a babyface because it'd be like a representation.
He did switch to a babyface back then too.
But I don't remember. I always remember him as being a heel all the time.
I mean, he was a babyface and then he switched back and forth. But I think he does much better being a heel. He just
speaking of representation, China made history as she became the first woman to enter the Royal Rumble. So all these feminists, all this feminist and shit bitching about equality. WWE did it back in 1999 with China.
So I don't know what kind of changes you guys talking about, but it's been done.
Yeah.
So what are you guys complaining about? And we already gave you a female Royal Rumble just to even it out, and that's entertaining. So
and back then we didn't need a female at Royal Rumble. They just have females in the Royal Rumble.
If you like to punch dudes, come right in.
Yeah.
Of course, China coming in at number 30 does make a little bit more sense because you don't want to. I mean, still, I mean, she's strong, but if you really put her against a match against Mark Henry, 400 pounds of pure muscle, oh come on, you know Mark Henry's gonna break her in half in real life.
Well, yeah, well, that was another storyline too in this Royal Rumble, and there's so many plot twists in this shit. It was confusing. But yeah,
Mark
another
Henry,
storyline was like Mark Henry and China were trying to. Mark Henry was trying to fuck China, and China wasn't trying to have it.
Mark Henry was trying to like take control of it.
And his theme song too was funny too. Yeah, I'm sexual chocolate. Ooh.
With that big ass smile, like
Yeah.
I can definitely picture Mark Henry going for a chick like China. Like, you know what? Fuck these small, skinny ass bitches. I want that.
Yeah.
I want that Amazonian woman right there.
I need
I want that
fucking ass.
barbarian
I need that barbarian chick.
looking chick right there. That's
Like,
this.
I'm a fat dude, so I need a chick with muscles.
Like, I'm tired of breaking these skinny ass bitches. I want that. Hell yeah.
So yeah, trying to come get some of this sexual chocolate. Yeah.
Of
Yeah, but
course, we see.
This theme song had me dying though. When I heard it, was like, yeah, I'm sexual chocolate. Ooh, yeah. I need to download that song too.
I'll be honest.
That shit in my car.
I mean, no disrespect, though. I'll be honest with you, bro. When you came out, I was actually thinking about you. I was like,
Well,
damn,
really?
Anthony.
Hey,
It's
that'd be my theme song.
It's like Anthony, like kind of like almost the same build, you know, type of music that you would probably like bump.
That'd be my interest. That'd be my interest music.
Hey, you know, Anthony did have cornrows. I don't know if did Mark Henry have cornrows on this one?
No,
think
he
he
had
did, right?
just a regular fade.
Oh yeah, but he did have cornrows.
Yeah, I think later on.
Later on, he grew his hair out. That's cornrows. I was like, hey, that's Anthony. And his theme song. Who else did we come out having here in the list? And Shamrock, of course, as Mr. Ass comes out.
Yes, that continues their little storyline.
Your little storyline.
And then Stone Cold came back with an ambulance.
Yeah. We get Test coming out with his underwear. Oh no, actually that was not Test, and it was Bronski. What's his name?
With Val Venus.
Val Venus.
Yeah,
Val
he had
Venus.
this character was like a porn star.
Yeah, he's the real Gregos.
Yeah.
Actually, he's probably Gregos' employee.
Yeah, Gangrel.
Gregos, yeah. Yeah, he's like the porn star. And of course, you get X-Pac coming back in, and Mark Henry, of course.
Yeah, the final four was D'Lo Brown, Owen Hart. Oh no, D'Lo Brown, Big Boss Man, Vince McMahon, and Stone Cold. Yeah, Jeff Jarrett, he came out, but he wasn't the final four.
Okay.
And then at the end, like we said, Vince, at the end, well, China was the last one. She was number 30, but at the end, Vince McMahon won the Royal Rumble by eliminating Stone Cold with the help of The Rock. The Rock came back out, and he distracted Stone Cold and allowed Vince McMahon to eliminate Stone Cold to win the Royal Rumble. So, with that being said, do you, before we give our ratings, do you agree or disagree with Wrestling Observer that the 1999 Royal Rumble only deserved half a star, making it the worst Royal Rumble of all time?
Okay, with my quick overall review on what we've talked about and what we've both watched, Mankind and The Rock being the best match the whole entire night. The Royal Rumble was a bit gimmicky and planned. You know, And when the fact that Stone Cold went back with an ambulance, we all knew he was going to come back because obviously he didn't get legally eliminated, so we know he was going to come back. I thought, okay.
Well, not only that. Sorry to cut you off, but not only that. Remember Michael Cole, the commentator, he said it like 30 times. Stone Cold Steve Austin has not been officially eliminated yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, isn't he supposed to be in the hospital though? So why would he even come back? Because he keep mentioning it though, I'm assuming he's gonna come back. So
yeah. So he's trying to remind everybody, and we know, like, okay, he's gonna come back, and of course he comes back with an ambulance. Now, and we all know that Vince McMahon was just gonna, just sit the match through, like sit through the whole match.
We knew his old ass was gonna fight the whole time.
Of course, I mean, we all know, like, you don't want to hurt the president and the CEO, whatever. But see, I thought Stone Cold was gonna win this match. I really thought Stone Cold was gonna eliminate Vince McMahon, I really thought he was gonna win. So the fact that Vince McMahon won this match, yeah, man, I agree. I agree with what the reviewers say about
the
this.
Wrestling Observer.
Yeah, I definitely agree with them. I can see where they're coming from.
All right, I'll say this: I agree and I disagree.
Okay.
I agree that the overall show itself was pretty boring. The show was 3 hours long, and I'll say maybe the first half was boring as shit. Like, things didn't really pick up until the Rock Mankind match. That's when things started to pick up.
Yeah.
And so I also agree with them, and also agree with you that as far as the storylines go, there was way, especially during the Royal Rumble match itself. There's way too much going on. They tried so hard with all these different plot twists, and it was doing way too much.
It was like a Birds of Prey. It was like Birds of Prey. It was like the Justice League, like trying to make a Justice League movie.
Well, no, but the way they did it was like, okay, first Kane comes out, he's dominating, he's eliminating everybody, and all of a sudden, like, oh, plot twist, we're gonna send him to a insane asylum. And
so he can't win.
So he eliminates himself because he can't win. Then Mabel comes out. Mabel, he's dominating everybody. So you think he's gonna win? Oh no, Undertaker's gonna come out and just sacrifice him, so he's not gonna win.
He's not gonna win.
So it was just like, and then it was like all these unnecessary plot twists, and
China comes out number 30. Oh, by the way, you can't hurt it too much.
Yeah,
remember, this is a men's Royal Rumble. She can't win.
But then Austin flipped her off and eliminated her.
Yeah.
And then within the Royal Rumble itself, there was like,
without hurting her too much.
And then with the Royal Rumble, there's too many storylines. Like, okay, you had the Ken Shamrock, Mr. Ass Beef going on.
Oh my God, that was so planned, bro.
Yeah, you had the Stone. Then you had the Stone Cold Vince McMahon thing going on. Then you had the whole Mark Henry trying to fuck China thing going on. Just way too much shit going on all at the same time.
Yeah.
So with that, I agree. Where I disagree with them is that they had a problem with Vince McMahon winning the Royal Rumble. Now, when I watch this, I try to put myself in the mindset of, okay, I am a wrestling fan in 1999 watching this live. And if I put myself in that mindset, I look at it like a movie. I had in the movie, it kind of reminded me of a movie where the villain wins at the end, and I didn't have a problem with Vince McMahon winning the Royal Rumble because they ended the show with the two villains coming out on top. The Rock won the WWF Championship, and then the very next match, Vince McMahon wins the Royal Rumble. So the two people you're supposed to hate, they end the show on top. And for me, watching it, putting myself in, that's okay, I'm watching this live, it made me say to myself, like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? Like, I can't wait until Monday Night Raw the next day to see what the fuck is gonna happen next. Like, I can't believe, like, the two people I'm supposed to be hating, The Rock and Vince McMahon, came out on top. So it's like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Like, is Vince McMahon gonna fight The Rock at WrestleMania? We know that can't happen because they're working together. So like, what's gonna happen next? And then who's gonna get the $100,000? Like Vince McMahon gonna give the money to himself, or so I had no problem with it because like it just putting it in the context of a movie. It's like watching the movie where the villain wins at the end. So the fact that The Rock and Vince McMahon left the show on top, to me, it was a perfect way to end because it draws your interest into, okay, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen on Monday Night Raw the next day.
That was kind of like the time when King Joffrey chopped off the head of what's his name?
Oh, Ned Stark. Ned Stark.
Well,
yeah, so made you like
not that part. The part when they were going back at it, and Ned Stark was trying to arrest King Joffrey for being the not being the true heir to his best friend, of course, and of course they turned on him, and the guards, was it the Knights of the Guards? The guards of the streets or something, or what?
No, but I mean, I get your point.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, okay, I can't wait. Yeah, but it also too draws you in, like, okay, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next week. Yeah. And so that's how I felt about this.
Little cliffhanger.
Yeah. And so obviously, what happened was that at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, it was another pay-per-view after the Royal Rumble. A month later, Stone Cold beats Vince McMahon in a steel cage match to become the number one contender. And then at WrestleMania 15, The Rock defended the championship against Stone Cold. But as far as the Royal Rumble itself, I just felt like, I had no problem with Vince McMahon winning because, like I said, it just draws you in. Like, okay, as a fan watching this live in 1999, you're probably thinking like, okay, what the fuck is gonna happen next? I gotta watch Monday Night Raw the next day because I gotta see what's gonna happen. Like, there's no way The Rock is the champion and Vince McMahon's the number one contender. Like what the fuck?
It's a good marketing scheme.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if they watched this. I don't know if they watched this retroactively or they wrote it live back in '99. I'm not sure. But for me personally, I just put myself in the mindset like, okay, I'm a wrestling fan in 1999 watching this live, and I come away from that show like the two people I've been programmed to hate are on top. Like, this can't possibly be happening.
Yeah. And you're just waiting for like a hero to just take them both down. The corporation. Yeah. Well, basically the corporation won. Like, that was the whole story. The story just revolves around the corporation and them just dominating.
Yeah, because obviously, because I imagine because the build up to these pay-per-views is Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, and so if you're watching Raw and SmackDown every week, you're thinking like, okay, Mankind's gonna beat the shit out of The Rock, and somebody's gonna eliminate Vince McMahon and win the Royal Rumble. So instead, the opposite happens. Like, The Rock wins the championship, and then Vince McMahon wins the Royal Rumble. Two things that you just did not think was going to happen. Yeah. You thought your hero Mankind was going to beat The Rock, because The Rock was talking so much shit that you're thinking like, okay, I just want to see Mankind just beat his ass just to shut him the fuck up. And that did not happen.
It's hard to hate The Rock though, so I was on the neutral side. Like, I didn't care who won, to be honest, because I like Mankind. He's such a likable character and wrestler. He's like known to be a teddy bear.
He's like a oh fuck, I'll say it anyway. But he's kind of like a retarded. He's like a retarded teddy bear. Like, his best friend is a sock. His best friend is a sock.
Yeah, but then you just want to hug him. You want to give him a high five. Like, yeah, give him a good job. Like, give him a fist bump, because he's so likable. Like, you don't mind having a beer with him. Like, he's such a likable character. And The Rock,
but he's the complete opposite of The Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, but you want to hate The Rock, but because we've known The Rock already with his career, it's hard. Just watching this now, it's hard to hate him. I tried to hate him so much. Like, gosh, I try to hate you, but you're so cool. You know what I mean? Like, you're Jumanji. Like, dude, you're gonna be like the new Adam. Like, I can't it's hard to not like your character because you're so good at it. You know, it's like you just look at him as, because he's such a big star actor now that you're just looking at him just playing another role. Like
Yeah, but if you did what I did and just put your mindset of, okay,
I tried.
it's 19. Well, okay, but let me ask you this though. In 1999, I'm not sure if you remember,
I do.
but
remember.
did you hate The Rock back then watching wrestling?
I hated The Rock. I wanted The Rock to just get his. I wanted somebody to shut his mouth because he talked so much shit. He reminded me of like Mayweather. You know how like talks so much shit, but see, I have respect for Mayweather now because he does all that to help market his fights. See,
Yes, to help promote the fight.
It's smart. It's smart business, and that's what makes him. I mean, one of the greatest like athletes, boxers out there. And I didn't think that way before, not until after he retired and started. I think I don't know if he wrote a book, but I read a lot about his like Mayweather's like you know, his origin, where he came from, his dad, and like what he does as a fighter. Like he doesn't even drink or do drugs or smoke. Like he works hard. So that's why I respect him so much, and that's how I looked at The Rock. Like I hate him at the time, but then like after getting to know him and his career and how he was really about, you know, you learn to love the guy even more. It was all, you know, just part of the act. So, but at the time, yeah.
Well, see, for me at the time, like I said, I was only 11 years old, so I thought, you know, the shit was real, and I thought The Rock was really like that. And then I think like even as the heel, I think I liked The Rock. And then like when he became a baby face, I still liked him, even though, like I said, his character never changed. It just
they're both good.
But I'm saying his character never changed, but just like the fans' reaction changed because like I said, he was so funny and entertaining that as much as you want to hate him, it's almost impossible to hate him. And I think that's why eventually he just became a baby face.
You love to hate him. Like you don't want to be a hated character. You want to be a character that people love to hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because a hated character, it's like, we don't give a fuck about you anymore. Like, we don't care if we don't see you anymore. That's how much we don't like you. But a character that people love to, like, oh, I can't wait for someone to just beat your ass down, and I want to be there to witness it. Like,
but The Rock, but the thing about The Rock, though, is like, to me, he was so cool that I can actually see people, like, honestly, like, yeah, you have people that love to hate him, but I think there's also people that secretly wanted to be him, like, just be that cool. Like,
absolutely.
You know, like you're so cool, you talking to third person.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Romeo agrees with you, bro.
Yeah. Well, the ant agrees too. No, the ant wanted to hate The Rock, but he just couldn't hate The Rock.
Okay.
So, so we'll use the Wrestling Observer's rating system. Instead of doing 1 out of 10 like we normally do, we'll do 1 out of 5 stars like they do. So 1 out of 5 stars, what do you give the 1999 Royal Rumble? You agree with them until half a star, or you give it more?
Well, from the overall synopsis that I just mentioned earlier, let me see. Out of 5 stars, I would have to give it. This is a tough one. You know what? I might go a little bit over. I'll probably give it a nice. Like 2.5 stars. I'll give it half rating. 2.5 stars. 2.5 stars out of 5.
Okay, so you disagree with them because they gave it half a star. You give it 2.5.
No, it's still entertaining. But I mean, I agree with in some sorts. Like, you know, as far as like the rating, I don't agree with the rating. It's not that bad. I mean, there are some memorable moments. I mean, we could talk all day about The Rock and Mankind fight. You know what I mean?
Dude, that in itself was like 5 stars.
I mean, if we watched that for 2 hours, I don't know if I would mind. Like, fucking Mankind would be dead by the end of the fight. Like, literally. Good thing it was only a 15-minute match, 20-minute match.
I think we were fighting longer than that.
Yeah. Well, good thing it didn't go longer than that, because man, Homeboy was dying.
So I was
So
like,
when he-
man, I'm watching now. I was
stop.
like, yeah, I was like,
Stop
yeah.
already.
I was thinking like Rock, like you need to cut the, like Rock, stop, like bro, like
Bro, stop. Like,
you gonna
that's
kill
too
this
much,
man.
Like,
Yeah.
like, dude, we get it. I know. It's not real.
I know you wanna, you wanna check him into the SmackDown hotel, but shit,
Yeah. More like chicken into SmackDown hell.
yeah.
So, what would you give it?
The ting tong 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 the table.
See, now I'm trying to figure out like which part of Asia
Yeah.
that table was out. I'm just kidding.
No, actually, I agree with you. I give it 2.5 stars only because, like I said, it's a 3-hour pay-per-view. It's a 3-hour show, but the first half was boring as fuck. So half of 5 is 2.5. So that's why I give it 2.5 stars because the second half, I enjoyed it. Like I said, once the Rock Mankind pay-per-view once the Rock Mankind match started, that's when things started to pick up. I actually think the Rock versus Mankind actually saved the show.
And as gimmicky as the Royal Rumble was, and as much as planned out as scripted as it looked, I still enjoyed it. I mean, it's not that bad. I still enjoy the Royal Rumble.
If anything, like whoever wrote the show, he just couldn't make up his mind on what he wanted to do. Like, you know what? I'll just throw all my fucking ideas in there.
Just throw all the stories in there. Fuck it.
Yeah, we just throw all the stories in there at one time.
I mean,
fuck it.
Every wrestler is gonna be there. Let's just put the wrestlers in these numbers. Make sure they show up like right at the time where they meet up with their rivals. So we're gonna calculate this shit and just put everything together. Like, dude, what the fuck? It's like, okay, whatever. And then, of course, like Kane is too powerful, and if he gets eliminated, it's not going to make sense. So he has to eliminate himself. That's the only way he can get eliminated.
That's the way
Dude,
he made
that's how I saw it.
Yeah, and it's like
he was so powerful, bro. Like he was even more powerful than Undertaker. That it was going to be almost impossible to eliminate him. You have to be his size to eliminate him. So
well, yeah,
he has to eliminate himself.
Yeah, but then what killed me was like after that. They brought in Mabel, and Mabel was just as powerful as Kane. And but then it was like, okay, but we can't just have anybody eliminate Mabel because it's not going to make sense. So
it's not going to make sense for a small.
We'll just have him get sacrificed by the Undertaker.
And of course, Undertaker wasn't part of the Royal Rumble, so you took out like there was no Big Show at the time.
Well, yeah, and it was like, for Undertaker too, it's like, okay, if Undertaker's there, why is he not fighting? Like, why is he just like, acting like a cult leader?
Bro, they planned it out to where, okay, the giant superstars, we're gonna have to find a way for them to eliminate themselves, because it's gonna be almost impossible, realistically, for the smaller guys to eliminate these guys because they're big and they're like powerful and indestructible or whatever. So that's how they did it, without having just to stick in the logical sense of things. Like, okay, well, because fans are gonna be like, okay, Kane's gonna be in the Royal Rumble. I wonder who's gonna eliminate Kane. Who's powerful enough to eliminate Kane? Because at the time, Kane was known to be like the next Undertaker, basically. Like, you can't hurt this guy.
He was kind of like Michael Myers. Remember, you just like sit up and knock him down?
You can't hurt him. And all his traits are from like the Undertaker, except like a little bit more powerful, I guess. Who knows? So they figured, okay, well then, let's get the orderlies to come fucking arrest his ass and put him in straight.
Yeah, but that was nothing too. Like, I didn't understand, like, why were they trying to arrest him? He didn't do anything.
I don't know what the storyline is, to be honest.
So it's like whoever wrote the show
just put that in there.
It's like the writer. I said, like the writer couldn't make up his mind. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I just put all my ideas in there.
Wait,
everything.
Here's my question. Out of all the times that Kane wrestled in the WWE,
the orderlies are just gonna pop up during the Royal Rumble. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only time you guys are gonna pop up. Out of all the times he was like wrestling and almost killing the Undertaker or Mankind or whoever, you're barely gonna show up right now when this is like the most important like match in his entire life.
Not only that, but it's like why the orderlies trying to arrest Kane? You need to arrest Mankind. His fucking best friend is the Sock. That's not normal.
Wait. Hey, let's go get Kane. Yeah, but what about that guy? I don't know.
Yeah, what about the guy talking? What about the guy talking to the Sock? Yeah.
Yeah. And he's smiling while he's bleeding. I think we should ask him a few questions.
Yeah.
Wait, why did they arrest Undertaker?
He's pretty crazy. Yeah, Undertaker was like, Undertaker was fucking, like Jim Jones starting a cult and shit.
Oh, what about Al Snow? What about Al Snow?
Yeah, with his mannequin head.
Oh my gosh.
No, man, Al Snow's cool because I agree with him. Everybody does want head.
Everyone needs head.
Yeah, everybody wants head. Everybody needs head.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Everyone needs a job.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to join the job squad.
A job squad. Everyone needs a job squad. Alright, cool. Well, I guess we both agree. We give it like
two and a half stars
out of 5. Ching, 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 chong. That's my stars. That's my star sound effect. Ching, 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 chong.
Yeah. So The Rock is gonna take him to the English announce table. Then The Rock's gonna take him to the Spanish announce table. Then The Rock's gonna take him to the French announce table. Then The Rock's gonna take him to the Ching Tong Tang Tang Yang table.
And that's China. For all you guys who don't know.
For all you jabronis out there that don't know, when The Rock says ting ting chong chong chong, The Rock is talking about China.
By the way, that's not even a word.
The Rock speaks his own Mandarin.
Oh, okay. I thought it was I thought you were gonna speak for yourself, bro. The ant.
Oh, yeah, the ant. The ant says his own Mandarin.
His own Mandarin. More like slandering.
Yeah. The ant speaks Ebandarin. It's a combination of Ebonics and the Mandarin.
Nice. Oh, okay. Well,
so that's our review for the 1999 Royal Rumble, the worst Royal Rumble ever. Now, I can't comment if it is the worst ever because I didn't watch every single Royal Rumble from 1987 until 2020. But when I do have the time, I could watch every Royal Rumble from 1987 to 2020, and I can tell you what is the worst to me. But we were just going off the Wrestling Observer. And like I said, the Wrestling Observer, they're like the Rotten Tomatoes of wrestling. And they rated this one the worst Royal Rumble ever, only giving it half a star. But Romeo and I, we disagree. We gave it 2.5 stars. We gave it 2 more stars than they gave it.
Yeah. Now, I mean, of course, we're in different times. But from our past reviews, from 1999 Royal Rumble and the 2020, was it 2020 Royal Rumble that we watched?
Yeah.
Which one's better?
Overall, I would say the 2021 was better.
Okay.
But I think, like I said, I think the Rock Mankind match by itself was better than both.
To be honest with you, I think
that match by itself was I could watch that all day.
I think the Mankind, the Rock, fight was better than any of the single matches that I watched in the 2020 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and what I liked about it is that what was perfect about the match was that the match was a combination of their entire storyline.
Yeah,
and all the shit the Rock was talking, and even Mankind was talking shit too about how he's gonna make the Rock bleed. He's gonna bust open that I'm gonna bust open that ridiculous eyebrow. and I'm gonna shove Mr. Socko in your mouth. And so like, so you can tell, so by watching the match, you could tell they didn't like each other. At least you got the feeling like they hated each other.
At least for a little bit, like
like The Rock calling him fat and shit. Like, fuck, that's so fucked up, bro. Like,
it's like the Rock's gonna kick your fat ass.
Fat ass. Get your fat ass out of me. The Rock doesn't watch you. Just your fat ass mouth. Rock straight up fat shaming. Mick Foley.
Yeah, The Rock was fat before the fat shaming was even a thing.
But seriously, man, so much respect for both those guys.
Yeah.
Like, man, I call that the Rock and Sock Foundation match alone, man. That's such an awesome match. Such a good match.
I was say, though, but it was, I don't know, to me, it was just like great storytelling.
It was great storytelling.
Within a
minute, too. I mean,
yeah.
It's not only the writing, but as a wrestler, you still have to improvise too. Like they'll give you like a little, story like, oh, you guys don't like each other. He did this to you. He slept with your sister, but you kind of have to improvise and build your own character. You know what I mean? So they'll give you like little, little titles here and there, but you kind of have to create your own story too as a character. And they did that very well.
Well, I'm pretty sure electrocuting somebody is great improvisation.
Oh, fucking hey, dude! I didn't think they expected that. Like when they were climbing up that ladder, I was like, wait a fucking moment! Like you guys are not about to fucking like do an elbow drop in that fucking like height. That's like 12 feet high. Like you're not about to do an elbow drop right now on that height. No fucking way. Like I don't see a support system in the floor. Like who's?
Well, see, I think they set it up though, because like, okay, I think the plan was, okay, we're gonna fight on top of that thing, and then I'm gonna fall off and land on the speaker. I don't think Mankind anticipated though when he landed on the speaker, he was gonna get electrocuted.
Yeah, he was probably just gonna land on the speaker. Not the whole entire thing fucking go out and shit. I'm like, fuck, that's crazy. Even The Rock was shocked. He's like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, even The Rock was like,
did you see his face?
Oh shit, did I just commit murder on live TV? Did I just his face was like, did I just commit murder on live TV? Like shit.
I don't know if he was looking at the camera or if he was looking at Vince or if he was looking at Shane, but he was looking at someone like, oh shit.
Like he's like, oh shit, I fucked up.
It doesn't matter.
That's not part of the script.
He says. Yeah, let me improvise this real quick. Yeah, tell this jabroni ass that The Rock won't stop until he says I quit.
Yeah, and then Shane, because when Shane came out, Shane was like bro, we need to stop this.
Yeah, he hears that. Bro, dude, you gotta stop this like right now, man.
Yeah, like dude, dude, my dad's like, man, we need to cut this shit out.
Yeah.
Like my dad's right now. Like,
dude, this is a liability.
Yeah.
Oh god.
My dad doesn't want.
It comes to show that we love this match so much since we talk about it more than the rest of the entire match. I mean, maybe in the next review we can do the Luna versus Sable review, a 4 hour.
There's not much to talk about that. Let's see if you want to talk about Luna's outfit again.
That would definitely be a 4 hour topic right there. Just her outfit alone. Goodness gracious. Much props to her though. Goodness gracious. Rest in peace. Woo.
Woo.
Well, anyway.
So, yeah, that's it for today. Well, I got one shout out. She commented on our Harley Quinn Birds of Prey, what the fuck they want to call it. Well, she agreed with me, so she thought the movie was sucked. She thought it was terrible, and that's a woman saying that too. So that kind of debunks Warner Brothers' excuse. You know, it's not just men hating it; women hate that shit too. So yeah, shout out to Amy. and keep listening.
All right.
And you can follow the Ant on Instagram. The Ant's Instagram is at Expected Ant, and the Expected Ant's also on Twitter at Expected Ant. And you can find Ant Expected Ant also too. Expected Ant's also on Facebook and Tumblr as Solo Ant. You can find both Expected Ant and Romeo on Facebook, Solo Ant, and Tumblr. You can also find us on different platforms. We're on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Google Podcasts. We're all over the place. So you can find us on any platform. And Romeo, where can they find you?
Well, you can find the Romeo, of course, on Aubrey_81, and that's the Romeo's Instagram. And of course, shout outs. Any shout outs?
Well, I gave one to Amy. That's the only shout out I have. You got any for you?
Well, yeah, sure. Shout out to Mr. Santos, Mr. Efren Santos, who couldn't make it to this podcast tonight.
Well, he's somewhere in Australia looking for Margot Robbie.
Well, actually, he's somewhere. He's somewhere, that's for sure. And he can definitely he's gonna come back in the next episode and explain to you why he couldn't make it to this podcast tonight. So I'll let him explain it, not me.
Oh, well, did he? Well, I take it back. He might have went back to Sacramento.
Nah, it's a little deeper than that. But
Okay.
I'll have him talk to us, talk to you guys about it in the next.
Oh well, I mean, you could find Efren on Pornhub because he did tell us that he has videos on there. He told us he has videos on there, so you can find him on Pornhub.
I don't know. I mean, you can try typing his name. Maybe his little wiener will just pop out and be like, "Hey, it's little Efren Santos." Who knows? Look, I would not know. Okay, I would not know. He talks about it. I don't know. He also talks about the size. I could care less. Like, he wants to send me videos. I don't want it. You can have it. It's okay.
All right, man. So that's it, man. See you later.
Good night.
Peace.
Sucker.
Good night, sucker. Have a nice day.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says. The Rock says, don't you damn roll. Know your role. The Rock says, 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 know your damn role. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says. The Rock says, don't you damn roll. Know your role. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, Rock says know your damn role. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says. The Rock says, know your damn role. Know your role. The Rock says, 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 know your damn role. You smell what The Rock is cooking.